I actually wanted to hop on here today and share a little bit of a vulnerable story with all of you. So, this past weekend on Friday, I experienced pretty intense anxiety for the first time in a really, really long time. And, something I'm very honest about when I'm talking to people about chronic anxiety is that my definition of overcoming chronic anxiety, because I have overcome chronic anxiety, but my definition of that is that it no longer controls my life. It's not something I struggle with on a daily basis anymore. But it's very important to understand that even when you do overcome a chronic condition like anxiety, it could still show up in your life from time to time because anxiety is a normal human experience. It's a normal symptom we have sometimes. So, jumping back to Friday, basically what happened is there was a lot of things that were happening that day that were making me feel pretty stressed out. And it just kind of was a layering effect, like one thing after another, after another, after another, until it eventually just compounded into a general feeling of anxiety. And it didn't feel great. Anxiety never feels great. Um, Usually when I've felt anxiety in the past, like within the last couple of years, it's usually very short and I'm able to work through it pretty quickly. But this time, just because I think there were so many compounding things that were contributing to it, it just took a little longer for me to get over. But I wanted to share that I was able to move past it and to work through it. I knew exactly why it was happening, which really helped. And it was just a matter of self soothing myself and working through those negative feelings. And the biggest difference when I experience anxiety now compared to when I used to struggle with anxiety is the fact that I have the knowledge and the tools to work through it. And that's such a big part of it. Like, this is the part that so many people are missing. They just don't know how to work through those negative emotions and to actually feel your way through them so that you can go through them and heal them, because we grow through what we go through. So it's really about just having the knowledge and the tools to be able to self soothe yourself and be able to work through the negative feelings. So I was able to do that. And it just took a little longer than usual to really jump through that anxiety hurdle because I was having to do that in the middle of being involved in a bunch of different activities and things that I had to do at the same time. So instead of me taking a few minutes just to work through the anxiety like I normally do, I would say it took me about an hour to get through it. And I want to be honest and real and say that that 1 hour felt pretty brutal. I had flashbacks to when I used to struggle with chronic anxiety. I was having all those same physical, uncomfortable feelings. And even though it felt bad at the time, it really helped me to know that I knew why it was happening. I knew what I was going through. I knew that it's just, part of being a human experience. I knew that the anxiety was going to pass. And even just those things were so helpful to remind myself of while I was going through that discomfort for about an hour that I was. And one of the tools I tapped into when I was able to finally get, some downtime when I wasn't in the middle of like that to-do list and doing all those things that I was doing, I was able to take 5 or so minutes and I actually watched one of my YouTube videos that I made on positive affirmations for anxiety. Honestly, being able to use one of my own resources was kind of cool in the moment because I know that that video has helped a lot of people. I've gotten such good feedback from that YouTube video, so I'll link it here if you want to check it out. But I recommend using that video to people who are experiencing anxiety in the moment, and it really helps just center you and help you ground down and help you work through that and to find a little bit of peace and calm again. And right after I did that video, I already felt so much better, and I knew that that was the beginning of me being able to finally, release that anxiety that was trapped in my body and just to let it flow through and to start feeling better. And shortly after doing that video, I felt that immediate relief right after, but then shortly after, all of the anxiety went away, and that felt so good. So, yeah, I just wanted to be real and honest and tell you all that, I experienced anxiety this weekend, but it's okay because I got through it. And the important thing to remember with this is that we're all on a journey. We're all healing, we're all growing, we're all going through things. And even someone like me, who's a self proclaimed anxiety recoverer and is anxiety free, I still totally am. That's how I see myself, but it doesn't mean that I'm never going to experience anxiety ever in my entire life, because you can't avoid a normal human experience for the rest of your life, right? Like, if somebody, I always say also that I'm all about positive mindset and happy mindset. And that doesn't mean that every single second of every single day I'm always 100% happy, right? Like, we are humans. We go through things, we feel things, we have to deal with difficult things sometimes. But really, what makes the core difference is having the tools and resources and knowledge to be able to support yourself through those hard times, through those challenging feelings and emotions. And I'm so grateful I have that. So if you're currently living your life right now and you feel like you're going up a creek without a paddle, you feel powerless, you feel helpless and hopeless in a lot of different ways when it comes to the way that you feel on a daily basis, this is a sign that you are in need of those resources and tools and mindset, powerful tools and tactics and methods, all the things that I teach inside my course, Shift Your Mindset 101. If you're struggling with anxiety on a regular basis, if you just feel so stuck and lost and you don't know what to do to make yourself feel better, you need these tools. These tools can help you so much. They help me so much. I use them every day, and then I use other ones when I'm feeling, in a bad state, like I shared that weekend when I had anxiety. I had to use other ones to get through that. It's just so, so helpful and gives you back. You take your power and control back when you have the resources, the knowledge, and the tools that you need in order to feel like you have power over how you feel. You have control in your life. You feel like you can get through any obstacles that come your way. That feeling, embodying that feeling, that confidence, that feeling of well-being comes from having the tools and everything that you need in order to feel safe, in order to feel happy, in order to feel powerful. So if you're desiring those tools and you want to learn how you can become your best healer, your best version of yourself, your soul purpose, the ability to rely on yourself for everything that you need in your life, if you want to feel that way, then I'll link some resources for you.